here's the big question. How are entrepreneurs like us, who have been hustling and struggling to make it to success, who seem to make it one step forward only to fall two steps back, who are dedicated, determined, and driven? How do we finally break through and win? That is the question, and this podcast will give you the answers. My name is Brian Kelly, and this is the Mind, Body, Business Show. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Mind, Body, Business Show. I'm especially excited tonight because I get to, for the first time, proclaim on a live streaming show that I have with me tonight, Jason and Lisa Nast. Yes, that is so fun to say because they are newlyweds. And Jason is one of the dearest friends I've ever had. And we met probably 12 or 13 years ago. And we're going to talk more about a little bit about the past, I'm sure, and then bring Lisa into the fray. Jason and Lisa met many years ago, and it's just a cool story how they reunited and then ultimately now are husband and wife. And I'm just like, I'm goosebumped all over the place about it because I know how happy they are together. And this is the kind of thing that most people strive to achieve in their life, and that is happiness. And these two have done it. I mean, every day that I talk to Jason, he's over the moon, elated and happy. And he's not a 20-year-old thinking, oh, it's a new car smell and that'll go away. No, he understands life. He understands what he got into, and he knows he's got a long-term happiness sealed. He's in it. And Lisa has been saying the same thing. They're both over the moon about each other, and I'm over the moon for them because they are just unbelievably, genuinely beautiful people. And I cannot wait to introduce them. I'm going to do a shorter intro than normal because I can't wait to get to them. But the Mind, Body, Business Show, it literally is a show that I developed with you in mind, the entrepreneur, the business person that's looking for that next thing to get to that next level without having to do it yourself necessarily. And so I bring on successful entrepreneurs, which both Jason and Lisa are, to help give you those secrets to success that can help catapult you to that level of success that you both want and deserve in a faster manner instead of trying to figure it out all on your own. Why not learn from those who have already done it and simply model it, which means copy? How many of you ever were told never to copy when you were in elementary school? I was one. Maybe they let you do that now. And so as we get to become adults, we still think it's a bad thing. When we become adults, it's the only thing you should be doing is modeling other successful people, doing what they do. That's how you get to success faster. And so once you shift that in your brain, you're that much farther. And that's what this show is truly about, is bringing on successful people from all over the world to help you to get that one. It could be just one tip that could change your life forever. I've seen it happen over and over. And so I cannot wait to get into it. So one of the things I've learned are there many traits of successful people, and they are in the mind and body and business categories. We'll go into that a little deeper later in the show. Another one is that to a person, what I found of these people that I've studied, they are also very avid and voracious readers of books. And with that, really quickly, I'm going to segue into a quick segment I affectionately call Bookmarks.
Bookmarks. Born to read. Bookmarks. Ready, steady, read. Bookmarks. Brought to you by ReachYourPeakLibrary.com.
ReachYourPeakLibrary.com. Real quick word of advice, then we're going to get moving. We're going to bring Jason and Lisa on, and that is you are going to be hearing about resources, web addresses, books, things like that. It happens every show. Rather than succumb to that urge to go running over and clicking another tab and checking it out while the show is running, I implore upon you to instead get out a pencil, paper, and write it down. Do not visit it. Write it down and visit it after the show is over. Because why? Because the magic happens in the room. And I would hate for you to take your focus away at that one moment that Lisa says that one thing that could change your life forever, or that one moment that Jason whispers the secret to success and you weren't listening because you were off looking. You do not want to miss a single word from this power couple. I kid you not. Reach Your Peak Library is a site that I had developed with you in mind. I know it sounds cheesy, but it's true. I myself was not a voracious reader until about 11 years ago at the ripe age of 47. Everybody's done the math. They know where we're at now, and I'm proud of it. And so this is a website that I literally had put together after I became a voracious reader and started reading a lot of books. And I would ingest them using Audible. So I listened to them, and I put on this site, I had my team put them here, only those books that had a profound impact on me, either in business or personal life or both. And this is literally my gift to you. I mean, this is not what you would call a money-making website. You click those buttons, it goes to Amazon. Find the book you want, go get it wherever you want to get your books. If you are loyal to a bookstore, go there. All I would implore upon you is to find the book that jumps off the page and go get it. And then, of course, read it and then implement what you learn from it. That's it. I'm done with this intro. I've got to bring this power couple on. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome very soon to the stage, Jason and Lisa Nast. Here we go.
It's time for the Guest Expert Spotlight. Savvy, skillful, professional, adept, trained, big league, qualified.
Yes, and there they are, ladies and gentlemen. It is Jason and Lisa Nast, the married couple. Oh, I cannot. Oh, this is awesome. Thank you so much for coming on. I appreciate you and love you both so much. You have no idea.
Oh, thank you.
Same here.
And you're coming here by way of what state is it again?
Well, we're in Tennessee at the moment.
And I think that's the first time our name's been announced, actually, since we got married.
That's true. Yeah.
That was awesome.
This is great.
Wow. You know what they say, you never forget your first. So that's going to
true.
be
Never
in
forget
there.
our first. Well, you were there all along for all.
Well, I wouldn't say for that, but okay. And yeah, we are, Jason and I go way back, dear friends. Lisa became a fast friend as a result of basically reuniting with Jason. How long ago was that? How many years ago did you guys finally reunite?
Well,
A little over 2.
a little over 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so
we met, 17 years ago.
2006.
yeah, I want to get in that story like first.
Everybody
Before
does.
we do that, we got to do what I call a little housekeeping. It's more aptly called bookkeeping for having some bills paid. So sit back, relax, watch this, don't go anywhere. And Jason and Lisa will be right back all together here in just a moment. Hey, if you're watching the Mind Body Business Show live right now, then you will have the ability to win a 5-night stay at a 5-star luxury resort of your choosing, compliments of the Big Insider Secrets. What is it? It is a 5-night vacation stay to one of many destinations across the world. You can see as we go through this very quickly, there's some in Branson and Daytona Beach. These are in the United States, all over the United States, New Orleans, San Diego. There's also Mexico. There's also the UK and Argentina. I mean, it just keeps going on and on and on. Australia. At the end of this show, you will be given the ability to enter to win. You must be watching this live. If you're not watching live, then head on over to themindbodybusinessshow.com and register to receive automated notifications when we go live the next time. We do not spam. We do not even pitch any products or anything from that notification. It's just simply a way for you to know that we're live, and now you can join us, and you can also participate in this incredible prize, and you do not want to miss this. So come on live, and you do not want to miss a moment because of our incredible guest experts, and we will reveal that at the very end. And if you're struggling with putting a live show together and it's overwhelming and you want a lot of the processes done for you while still enabling you to put on a high quality show and connect with great people and grow your business all at the same time, then write this down: carpetbombmarketing.com. Then head on over to it after the conclusion of tonight's show. Carpet Bomb Marketing. Saturate the marketplace with your message. And to get a free lifetime membership to a phenomenal resource called the Reach Your Peak Club, your free membership will include instant access to deep discounts on major software, services, and top shelf training courses that you need to run your successful business. Think of it as your entrepreneur discount house. Catapult your business to the next level. Sign up for free now and get a hotel discount card worth $200 just for joining then go and grab your deep discount. So write this down, and then after the show, once again, head on over to reachyourpeakclub.com. All right, now let's get back to the show. Good Lord, yes, please. Let's get back to the show already. Jason and Lisa, I don't know who that was yammering on forever, but geez, it's about time he's done. So I really want to find out about your backstory. How did you meet? When was it? Where was it? And then fast forward to the next time when you guys reunited. Either one of you, both of you.
So I'll start and she'll fill. So we met in 2006 on a cruise. We actually out of Galveston, Texas. It was on the Carnival Elation cruise ship. And I was with my father and my brothers, and she was with a family member. And we just literally, as going into the karaoke bar, I held the door open and kind of helped her in the door, escorted her in. And she's like, "Well, thank you." And I'm like, "It's my pleasure."
And when I turned and looked, we caught each other's stare, but it was, well, that just doesn't make any sense. Have a good night. And, and you run on and you're having fun, and we're headed to the karaoke bar, we're there to have fun.
So, we ended up having the same group table for breakfast and dinners. And so we started talking and learning, and it turned out that she was in marketing and I was also in marketing. And so it was great exchange of ideas, and we both liked singing the same karaoke songs. Yeah. So it just kind of became a fast friendship, but it was more, right?
Yeah.
It was more. We didn't know it was more, but it was more.
There was a spark, and we even talk about it now.
Yeah.
Because we both loved the moon. But you go home, and after a cruise, and when you go home after vacation anyway, you think, gosh, I just want to go on vacation again. But when you go home from something like that and meeting him, I went home and my first thought was, I got to talk to him. I need to, I realized immediately on the ship, he was like oxygen. And so I would grab the phone and we would talk for hours about work, and he was so good with marketing, as you already know, and business plans, and helped me so much. And he just became my oxygen. Didn't make any sense, but I knew I had to know him. He had to be in my life. And I told everybody.
And so we always remained in contact for business. Yeah. And 15 years went by.
Yeah.
We literally never saw each other, but we talked to each other occasionally. And but no matter what, if we hadn't talked to each other at all the whole year, there was always going to be a birthday call or text. And it was in 2021, right?
Yep.
Yeah, 2021. I was at that time, we'll talk more about real estate later, but at that time I was cruising across the country looking at different real estate projects that I wanted to get involved in. And I was in Arkansas. It was her birthday, which was just last week. No, week and a half ago.
Yeah.
On the first day of spring. It was March 20th. And so I called her because I was driving and it was not safe to text. So I did my voice calling.
And it was 8:20 in the morning, in case anyone's wondering.
Early in the morning. And I gave her a call. And what I was just calling to wish her happy birthday. But what I didn't know was that she had been planning on that call for a while. Let you tell that part of the story.
A few months. Not to bring anybody down, of course, but I shared Jason with everybody. I told everybody I was so fascinated by this man that lived somewhere other than Texas. Was fascinating to me. 52 years in Texas was all I knew. So he was fascinating anyway, just talking on the cruise, and he used California terminology that I'd never heard before. It was just fascinating. And so I shared him with everybody. And so my mom joined him on Facebook. My aunt joined him on Facebook. My best friend was my cousin that he met, Amy, on the cruise. So of course she started following him, and they would all just, check in with him. So I was blessed enough to get to know his family on the cruise, and he was blessed enough to get to know my family. And so it was just a really neat mix, and our friendship meant so much. But at the end of the day, that connection it just stayed with me over all of the years. And when we did work together, when I ran a hospice, he was the first one that I called when I needed business plans and help with marketing discussions, and joined right in and was always available to me, and just changed my life with that. And so anytime I thought of something with business, I know I'm continuing to go on and on. He was the one that I called. And
it's a phone call.
I'm getting back to it. What I had been preparing for was I needed to take my mom's ashes to Tennessee. And when he called, I was already making those plans and waiting for him to call for my birthday. And I only had 3 words to say.
Nope.
Go ahead, baby.
Are you ready?
Are you ready?
That was her. I called up saying happy birthday.
Yeah.
And she said, are you ready? And my answer to her was, it's about time. It is about time. And she asked me where I was. And I said, well, funny you should mention that. I'm driving across country. I'm in Arkansas right now. And she said, stop. I'll come see you. And so she packed up, drove up to Arkansas. We met. Now, again, this is the first time we have physically seen each other in 15 years. And it was just an interesting idea that I'm floating around in my head. Like, oh my God, this is an incredible woman. I know her business. I know her logic, her mind. I know her attitude. God, what an incredible experience this is going to be. And the minute we saw each other in the parking lot, it was just a meltdown. It was great.
Yeah, no time had passed.
So can I tell the rest of the story?
Go ahead.
Okay. So then here's the fun part. Now there's a little bit of a downside to this. So her mother had actually requested that her ashes be put in her near her old home in Tennessee. Unfortunately, Lisa didn't know where that old home was.
No.
So she asked me to help. And I said I would help. And she said, I need to let you know, my mom asked if you could go with me. Now, her mother passed away in 2017. So she had been holding on to these ashes for a long time.
That information.
And then, of course, she says, yeah, I'm in Arkansas. And she goes, well, where are you going? I said, actually, Tennessee. I just bought some houses in Tennessee. So she came to Tennessee, and we took care of your mom, and it was a wonderful experience. And we got to see a lot of Tennessee, got to show her around some of the places I went to. And then we get back to my house. Here's the funny part. This is the hilarious part. So now I have some planned trips coming up. I've got some flights I'm taking. And I say to her, I go like, okay, so I got this trip planned this weekend. When were you planning on going back to Texas? And she said,
not. I have all of my life in the back of my truck, and I sold everything. I'm moving in. And
wow,
you had quite a few men living here at the time.
We did. So I had a group of investors, of real estate investors. So we had 5 people living in a 500 square foot little room. We were all just piled up on air mattresses and things like this. And then she comes, which is wonderful. But now we're adding her to this, and then I'm leaving.
Yeah,
so
he's still
leaving her with 4 guys, like 2 weeks after. It was crazy. But anyway,
it was phenomenal.
We have literally been attached at the hip ever since, and it's been the most wonderful experience.
Oh man, that's awesome. Guess who just chimed in? Mr. Christopher Rausch.
Hey, Rockstar Rauschy. Yes, I love it.
Yeah, Christopher and I have kind of rekindled our friendship from days gone by. Not like it ever went away. We just lost touch for a while, and great stuff. Christopher's been a rock in my life, and I appreciate him.
Yeah,
you know, that's the thing about this is friendship and relationships mean so much more now than money ever did or ever could.
Very
with me personally, yeah. And that
so.
was one of those realizations. I don't know if I would say I wish I'd come to it sooner. I had to go through life and learn just like everyone else, and every lesson was valuable, and I don't look back with regret. But yeah, it would have been nice to get there a little sooner, probably, so that I'd make better choices, especially about work and stuff. And so these are the things, you know, I never did introduce you guys, so I'm going to introduce you with this incredible bio that they wrote about themselves. And this is, I got to tell everybody, this is how Jason Nast rolls, and then Lisa as well, in marketing and just always there to help. And so what they did was they wrote a bio segmented into 3 parts: mind, body, and business. Unbelievable. I love these guys. So we'll start off. Here we go. Mind. Lisa moved from just marketing to adding education and focused on respiratory diseases and hospice. Great story with this one, along with personal development. Jason also combined his marketing with personal development, training, and education. Oh, there's a lot more than that. We both know that. Body. Both Lisa and Jason realized through their personal development work that physical as well as mental health is equally important. Amen to that. Lisa began to train for marathons as a way to relieve the stress and realities of the medical field. Oh, I can think of much less strenuous ways to do that, but that's pretty impressive. Jason began taking fitness seriously when he realized getting into his 40s that he was going to live a lot longer than he expected. Like, wait, I'm going to live a while. I want to feel good while I'm doing it.
Take care of this thing.
And then business. Last but not least, Jason and Lisa combined have over 65 years of marketing experience. Lisa dedicated her working life to the medical field, and Jason began with television and print, which evolved into online marketing. And that's when I ended up getting to know him at that point. Currently semi-retired, we're going to have some fun with this, and exploring the world together. Yay. Jason and Lisa are building a small, sustainable real estate empire, while staying focused on the importance of relationship, adventuring, and being good humans. Oh, where's the mic drop? Oh. Wait, I have one. Here we go. Ready?
Yay!
The mic hit my mic. All right.
There you go.
Oh my goodness. So thank you for that. That was just so thoughtful how you guys did that and segmented it. And that is it. You guys are on an adventure together. And there are so many things I want to learn and catch up with you both on, because, you know, Jason, I remember we had a talk some time ago that before I knew you, you had become quite proficient in real estate long before I even met you. Yeah. And you did financially quite well. And then I asked you, why'd you get out of it? And at that time you were, if I recall correctly, correct me if I'm wrong, but you said it just didn't move your needle passion wise, that it wasn't fulfilling to you as a person. And you started moving away from it and went into the other things. And I thought, wow, with that kind of gift and that kind of money you were making, that's another point to everybody, right? It's not about money. It's about happiness. And that's what you had been searching for your entire life. I mean, look back now and think, what a journey, man. And so now you're going back into real estate. So what brought you back into real estate and then pulling Lisa into your toe to come along for the ride? What was it that said, I'm going to go back in the real estate game, and this is why?
It was a different philosophy. So back then it was all about the accumulation of properties and accumulation of wealth, and this magic number that I put in my head. That was in my 30s when I was investing before. And my goal at that time was to put, I wanted 5 million in assets, and I wanted to retire at 45. That was my plan. It was all based on this monetary figure, this high dollar that I had to have, and like I say, big empire of real estate. But it was work. It was way more work than I wanted to do, and it wasn't fulfilling work. So it was one of those drag your ass out of bed work kind of things. And I was also working in other things. I was doing other things at the time. The refocus is completely different this time and that's why I say a small, sustainable real estate empire. We have our systems set up, and we all know the importance of systems and processes. We have our systems and our processes set up in such a way that now the real estate not only takes care of itself, but it pays for itself, and it also pays for our adventuring. So we now have a system that works, and we can expand that system quite easily. So it was really about real estate in a different level. I'm not looking at fixing and flipping and what's the most bang for the buck on this and that. We're now looking at more sustainability. What can we do where we can contribute, as I said, good human beings, where we can contribute to an environment that we're going to be healthy for, that will take care of itself or have systems in place to take care of it. We're very fortunate and proud because we designed our life in such a way. As a matter of fact, in 14 days from today, we're going to turn the lock on our door and walk away for 2.5 months. And I don't have to worry about anything. Like, I know the processes are in place, the backup plans are in place, and our house is a small home that is lock and leave. We don't have to ever think about it.
Intentionally.
We built it that way for that purpose. And there's just freedom in that. And there's happiness in that. Not having the stress of, oh my God, I gotta go find another house I gotta buy and fix it and flip it, and market's gonna crash, and do I want to do this now? And 8% interest rate. I don't have to think about any of that stuff. The real estate pays for the real estate now. Now
that you've been doing this, and Lisa, let's switch and have you answer this one. Give the young lady her spot in the spotlight, because you are also a marketer. And I do want to touch on your hospice career before we're done tonight, because you had such a phenomenal impact on my life for that. And I appreciate you. You have no idea. And so you guys have been in this real estate different world where you're sustainable. You have systems that are helping you to keep it rolling. What are some key lessons you've learned through all this that you think can be applied to maybe other entrepreneurial ventures or businesses? Maybe not so much ones you would do, but for others listening, what have you learned that could be applied successfully and they could model and live a happier, sustainable, worry-free life?
One of the things that Jason taught me was that you can actually create this without taking out a mortgage and without looking at a very large home, a large amount when it comes to money. I was very impressed. He actually took the time to go into the small neighborhoods. I was so impressed at where he found our homes, because he didn't drive on the highways. He literally looked up the GPS and went off the beaten path and found the most incredible small town that you've ever wanted to live in. We have a square. I mean, it's the neatest thing ever. We go to the theater in the square.
Big bell in the middle, and you can ring it.
It's the coolest thing ever. So, and that's a whole different story. But the real estate side of it, because I thought, well, you get it, because I've always enjoyed real estate, but never did it for anything other than just purchasing a home and doing it completely the wrong way, by the way, that I find out. But and it was not buy one here and then go to another town or another state and buy one. He did everything in the same area. And that has made our lives so much easier, because everything is right here on what we call Nast Avenue. And it works out, and it makes it just very successful. So yeah, he's taught me a lot about that.
And as far as how that lesson can be transferred to any entrepreneurial venture, preparation is key. And one of the things that I did, this is when I traveled in 2020. We all know about the thing that happened that shut everybody down. I was planning on a trip to Spain in 2020, which got canceled. So instead of just sulking in my room, I jumped in the car and I drove every single one of the lower 48 states. And I did that to look at the cities and the properties and the growth and the development. And I had no place, I had no agenda and no place to go. So I went everywhere. And for me, it wasn't about hitting the highlights of Chicago and New York or anything like that. It was about hitting those back roads. And in doing that, I had so much research on where to look to invest. So in any business you want to start, any entrepreneurial dream you have, it is the upfront research preparation that helps you execute efficiently.
Thank you for saying that, because how many people have you known, and I have known, that they think, someone gets on stage and they say, come pay me 10 grand and you're going to have an instant business and be success overnight. Right. And a lot of people think that, and like network marketing is notorious for that. And I'm not saying anything bad about network marketing. It's just some companies represent it as though, just bring in 3 people and sit back on your hammock and drink umbrella drinks, and you're going to lap in the luxury forever. And none of it works that way. The most successful people in network marketing are the hardest working. I mean, they work nonstop. They're on the phones, and I met several of them. One of them was a sponsor of mine in one such company, and I got to see it firsthand. I go, oh, this is what it takes. I don't want to do this anymore. It's a lot of work. And then the other thing I wanted to point on is you said, instead of sulking, that epitomizes you as a person. You do not do that. When I first met you early in the, when we spent some time together, we actually shared a hotel room.
I thought we were going to talk about the hotel room. No. Gosh.
Yeah, we won't bring up the spooning incident either.
But there you go. He always talks about the spooning.
Yeah, I remember there was some lingerie involved somewhere. And all these things are true. They're just, I'm taking them. All these things are true. I'm just taking them out of context. Yeah, I never wore them. We did have a colleague that wore them, and they were female. It was crazy.
That's true.
I'm painting a picture that sounds like it was way worse than it was.
It was way worse than it was. Yeah,
it was fun. Woo. But here's the thing: I remember back then you were going through some personal hell, and as a result of that personal hell, it was also a financial hell. Mm-hmm. And you were the most upbeat, positive person I had met in my life up to that point. Even going through that, in the midst of it, you were. And I just kept looking at this guy named Jason in awe, going, how the hell does anybody have that kind of attitude when they're going through literal hell? And that just
my match right here, I'm telling you.
Yeah. And so I just want to point that out, that attitude means everything in life. And the other thing is we all have a choice. It's not that you're just born super positive. Some people come off more positive than others, yes, but it's also a developed trait and skill. And it's something you must be actively going towards. Say, do I want to feel like crap and cry and whine about everything? Or do I want to, you know what? It sucks. That event sucks. But you know what? Over here, my goodness, this is pretty cool. I'm going to go get in my car and drive 48 states and just have fun and see where the road takes me. And that's a difference between successful attitude and non-successful attitude. What do you think about that, Lisa?
You're exactly right. You're exactly right. So, and you know this, Brian, being at our wedding, one of our wedding vows was to be intentional. And so you're exactly right. You can wake up in the morning and say, I'm going to have a great day. And you will. But if you don't get up with that attitude, you will not have a good day. Everything will bring you down. And that's one of the things that we have focused on our relationship, our business, and our life is we are intentional and we are positive. And we do have our down moments, and those go like this. Jason, can you talk to me and not be my husband for 5 minutes? Yeah. And he'll say yes, and I will just pour it out and be like, okay, I'm all done. You're like, all done? We're good. Okay, we're good. We're back to normal. And you have to have those two, being intentional, communicate, but it's about being positive, and it is a life decision. It is. And we deal with it a lot, because when you're talking to other people, they either think you're authentic or you're not, and you can't change someone's mind. You can only be who you are. This is the only life we get, and we made that decision.
Yep, absolutely.
This is the only life we get. That's what I call a bomb dropping moment, if there ever was one.
This is it. This is it.
Smart bombs, bombs of wisdom, bombs of knowledge. Oh my goodness sakes. And we had someone chiming in, Dom Miguel Casanova.
Yay!
Says, they have been and still are an inspiration to me ever since they walked into my life. I can say that out of all the people that crossed my life, this power couple are a muse in every single way.
Right. And
that's something you met on the trail?
It is. We walked in Portugal, and I was actually not in very good health. I felt healthy, but I had trouble breathing. I had what they called long COVID, and I couldn't breathe. So I was walking very slow, like maybe 5 miles a day, kind of slow. And we stumbled across Miguel, and he started walking with us, and we're like, dude, we can't keep up. You just got to go. And he stopped, he sat with us, he talked with us, and he guided us on like where to stay. And it's an incredible process over there. But he is now a true and great, wonderful friend.
Yes, he is.
And we just treasure him. And
our Portuguese son.
Our Portuguese son is exactly what we call him.
And he has the same attitude as us as well. He's very intentional, leads with his heart. just a beautiful person. And so for us to have the ability to run into him and
to have a friendship now that's grown. So we're going to see him in a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Yep.
So after my wife and I moved to Florida, we want you guys to move next door because I need more of this. This is like
we are totally onto that. So hey, just give us a little slab. We'll pull our RV up. And
we're trying to get a place big enough that we can hold additional people. So a lot of people, when they get older, they like to downsize. I'm thinking, hell no, I want to upsize. I don't do it for my own ego or to go look at me. It's to share the damn thing. It's like, let's have some people over. Let's do some events. Let's have, let's go. Let's just share in the glory of it and the fun of it.
I love
it's
that.
Like, I just love that. I got a Corvette some years ago, and a lot of people thought, wow, look at that. And it was old already when I bought it, and it didn't cost that much. But the perception everyone had was, oh, he's made it, And for me, it was just that act of saying I made it to a level higher than I had before, and it felt good. And I remember driving it. I never wanted to be seen in it. I was like slouching down. It's like I didn't do it to get attention on me.
Yeah.
It was a
personal goal.
It was a goal. It had been achieved, but it was fun to drive. So I drove it, but I'm like, cowering around. It's like, it wasn't about look at me. It never, I just never think I'm that way, but I do have ego. Everybody does, but oh my gosh. And then about the hospice with you, Lisa, I went through a period, as you both know, but this is for the purpose of others hearing, of my dad who now has advanced dementia. He got scammed out of a lot of money over the phone, 100% over the phone. He was literally stuffing cash into FedEx envelopes and sending it per their instructions, thinking it was a business deal. Long story, but I mentioned it and then learned, Lisa, you used to run a hospice business, and then you offered your help and assistance, just completely open and lovingly, and just said anything you need. And I said, yeah, I could use some help. And I asked you for a few things, and you did the research, you put in the time, and you were always there. And I just want to appreciate you in public in front of everybody. And also, lift you up and say how much you are loved by someone other than that wonderful guy next to you. Oh yeah, I forgot I'm your other husband.
That's right. That's right.
Sister too. So
I was gonna say, you went from brother to husband. It may need an explanation, Ryan.
Yeah. Do you have that picture on you still? Or was that on a computer?
Which one?
It is the one of him holding your picture.
Oh no, it's funny because I did send that to you, didn't I?
Yeah.
This one has all of us in it.
You guys need to
put that up. I should have loaded that. It's a funny story. So Jason and Lisa got married on a cruise ship. What was that? Seems like 3 weeks ago, but it's a little longer now.
Pretty much 4 weeks ago, 5 weeks ago. Yeah.
It wasn't that long ago. And so my wife and I, and thank you, by the way, that was humbling that you just thought to invite us. And then you allowed us through the doors of the opening of the cruise ship to actually come on. It was wonderful that we got to share that experience with you. And you got pictures taken. And as they do, they put the pictures all along the sides of the ship. And I was just happened to be looking. I happened to be out of the cabin by myself, which is rare. I'm never without my bride. And I'm looking, and I found the pictures of Jason and Lisa, and I'm holding them and looking at them. And one of the cruise employees that worked in that area came up. She goes, "Oh, you look very nice." I'm like, yes. She goes, "Yes, you have a very lovely wife." I'm like, "That's not me. That's Jason. That's my friend Jason." I mean, she goes, "You cut your hair."
You cut your hair.
I was like, so I had to tell Jason and Lisa about it. So Lisa now says I'm her second husband because they thought I was her husband at that moment. It was pretty funny.
So I walked by right after that happened is when I saw you. And so we took a picture. Brian and I took a picture together with him holding up the picture of me and Jay.
It was a great time, and we had a great time, and that was so wonderful to be there to experience it with one of my dearest friends on the planet, now times 2.
Yeah.
And I can't wait till we get together again, break bread together, and have some fun. And
same here.
Can I tell a quick story about that was an inspiration for something else we're doing? So rather than, I know a lot of times in weddings, people get cameras and they say, take pictures randomly and bring them to us and we'll develop them and all. We didn't do anything like that. Instead, we created this Google Share and just had everybody upload their pictures from the wedding. So that way we have all of their pictures. Well, what we did afterwards, we thought we love cruising. We're big
Oh,
cruisers,
yeah.
and we're like, let's just create a share for cruising pictures, just cruising pictures. So we did that, and that's what this is, right? That you're looking at right now. These are just cruise pictures from. Matter of fact, that pink truck there, that white pink kind of Jeep thing, that's not our picture. That's somebody else. Somebody else took that picture and they uploaded it. So we share your cruise with everybody we come in contact with.
Yeah.
So this is our goal, and our intention is eventually to have a one place where you can go and just see nothing but cruise and cruise adventures and cruise shore excursions from cruises. So that way people can go and just kind of be happy and inspire them. If you're interested in cruising at all and you never have, this is a great way to see not only just like one person's cruise,
right,
but everybody's cruise.
A different perspective.
It's just fun. Yeah.
You're not looking at the website of the cruise line. You're looking at what we all live through and what we see and what we experience when we go on a cruise.
There's your beautiful bride.
There's your bride.
Yeah, beauty. Yeah. Some dude got in there. Ugh.
Who put that up there? Oh, there they are.
There they are.
I love that.
But it was fun because it's not, we're both marketers. We've already talked about that a lot. And, but this is about marketing fun, not marketing for sales. We don't, you just went to the website. There's no email address. There's you
with the picture, Brian.
There you are.
Oh, there it is.
That's so great.
Yeah. So there's no sales or anything like that. It's just literally a place for fun and to get inspired. And that's what we are now. We're in a position now where we really just want to, that's great.
That's so great.
It's just too funny.
We just want to inspire people.
There's mini me.
Both of my guys.
You cut your hair. That was just
and darkened it. Yeah. You got rid of all the gray. It looks good.
Yeah, I think that's a great idea. It's, oh my gosh, that looks just like, oh, this must be our photos. I don't know.
Some of yours, yeah, from when you.
No, there's a lot of people took the same angle, but yeah, Cozumel. That was a lot of fun, especially these little. Oh yeah, probably were our pictures. There we are again. I think we filled your entire album. My God, but that was a lot of fun. I think it's a great idea to market. I love it. Market happiness. Market adventure. Market fun. Market something other than just market. And there's nothing wrong with marketing for money either, but. No. The fact that you're doing this and putting this out there, it's going to come back manyfold in many ways. It doesn't have to be monetarily, but you're contributing to other people's happiness and beyond, because anyone else who stumbles upon this. So that's shareyourcruise.com for everyone listening on podcasts.
Yeah.
Shareyourcruise.com.
And it's literally just a photo site where you can look, comment, star, like, friend.
Registration,
and you can upload your own pictures too. If you have cruise pictures, please upload them. Share your cruise with other people, and that's the idea about it. So.
We don't care how long. If it was 10 years ago you went on a cruise, share it on there.
Have some fun.
How do they exactly go about sharing it? Let's make it easy for them. I'm looking at.
I can't see on your screen. Yeah, there's an upload button on the right hand side. You just upload.
You see a share, save,
add. There, keep going over.
There we are. Add photos.
Upload. Yeah. You just upload pictures.
Okay. And it looks like you can upload video as well. I see some video in there.
Yep. Yes. You can upload video. You can upload pictures. And again, it's just for cruises and cruise stuff. So hopefully people have fun with that.
I appreciate that. You guys are sharing the love, sharing the wealth.
So much fun.
Our goal is to inspire and now to get a hold of us. And we talked about this earlier, Brian, is that we have our own personal connection is at 50 Adventures Over 50. That's us. That's our adventures, whether we're taking a cruise or we're walking along the Camino or just going to an art show in Tennessee, whatever it is that we're doing, that's on our 50 Adventures Over 50. But specifically the cruises is to share your cruise. But if you guys, if anybody ever wanted to check anything out or reach out in any way, we're on Instagram and YouTube under 50 Adventures Over 50. At the same thing, at 50 Adventures Over 50.
So the number, it's at, this is like Instagram, YouTube, but the number 50 adventures over and then 50.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Wait a minute.
You'll find
Are
us.
we implying someone's over 50 years old?
Not us.
Oh, gosh, no.
I want to
I
clarify
just turned
that.
21 on the 20th.
That's right.
I like to say that, yeah, for the second time.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
And even that is not a bad thing, right?
Not a bad thing at all.
No, I'm okay being over 50. We appreciate it. We do talk about, you mentioned it earlier. We do talk about, gosh, if we just would have met earlier, or and we don't get caught up in it. It would have been nice, but we wouldn't have been the same people we are now when we met, and we would have gone through all of that. And we're just better off. Things happen the way they're supposed to.
Yeah, you guys have gone through a lot respectively. You are more mature as a result.
Absolutely.
You're more patient, and now it was the perfect time for you two to connect. And that's why that's one of many, I think, reasons you guys are so happy together. There isn't a lot of baggage. You don't have to go through all that junk. You've been through it, and you know how to react. It's not perfect. I'm sure you guys have moments where you disagree with things, or you might go, why the heck did he do that? And he's thinking, why did she just do that? That's normal. That's like brother and sister type stuff.
Right.
But the big stuff, and the communication, it's obvious you guys have figured that out. And that it sounds like you didn't really have to figure much out. The connection was there. And that's something people should have radars out. Wait, if they meet somebody, it's like, is there a connection, or is I just think that person's really either handsome or beautiful? Skin deep is not always the best way to go. I just happened to get both when I found out.
Oh, that's true. That is true.
I got the whole package, baby.
Yes, you did.
It's interesting because we just drove. Did we start in Texas?
Yeah.
We started in Texas, and then to South Carolina, and then North Carolina, and then back to Tennessee. So it was 2,400 miles roughly. Oof. And we didn't turn the radio on not one time.
And we didn't realize that till after we got home, that we had missed some shows, and we took the speaker so we could listen to some podcasts. And,
we took our Bluetooth, our Bose speakers, right? We took our Bose speakers to put, because we were in the truck and it wasn't not very good sound. So we thought, we're just going to download some podcasts, which I did, had them all ready to go.
Audiobooks.
Never, ever turned it on. And we realized we just drove 2,300 miles talking and chatting and experiencing each other and the road and the pretty flowers, the trees, and it's really not thinking about it. It just happens, and it's truly beautiful.
That's when you know it's right, baby.
That's when you know.
And you know what's crazy is one of the things I found with Jason is peace, and you wouldn't think that considering we can both talk you to death, but there is something to be said when we can be quiet and everything is okay.
Everything is okay.
And
interesting.
It's definitely something that we both realize that we have never had, and that is peace. And so it's beautiful. So we can talk each other to death, but there are moments when we're quiet and we're okay.
Yeah. So I say this so often to my wife and to others about her. I could be just in the same room and we don't have to say a word. I am the happiest guy on the planet, just being around her. When I'm traveling, we don't have to talk ever. I mean, we do, of course, but that's not what I need to fill my love cup, if you will. Just being in her presence. And I think that's when you know that it's one of the signs that you're with the right person, that you call your life partner, your husband, your wife, all that good stuff. All right, back to business here, kids. We're having too much fun. So I'm curious about this as well, and maybe there isn't just one, but if you can think of one, a specific real estate investment you've made, maybe recently. I don't know how many you have. I honestly don't know much about the details of your real estate empire, but can you share a specific real estate investment or deal that you would call a turning point? Maybe Jason, before Lisa came on, that just said, this is what I want to do. Or maybe after Lisa came on, that became a turning point in your journey towards where you are now, which is truly financial freedom and semi-retirement, because not many people can do what you do. It's financially free to be able to go and just leave for 2 months and not worry about anything.
Actually, it's funny you said everybody can do what I do. Everybody can do it.
That's the important
and that is really important to understand. So yes, I'm about to spew some numbers that are going to blow people's minds. Okay. So one of the decisions that I had made, and this before Lisa, so before she was entered in my life, my goal, as you know, Brian, you and I were working on some projects, and I carpet bomb marketing. I love carpet bomb marketing. I'm a big fan of it. It was exactly where I was going in my life, and it's what I was using, tools and automations and processes. We've worked a lot together in that respect, and I highly recommend it. I needed a place to sit quietly and work and do my work, and that was all I was focused on at the time. So I started driving around the country looking for that home that I could just lock myself away on. I had a very expensive, big 3,600 square foot house with a pool and marble and the whole bit. I was driving an Infinity. I mean, like I was living what people would call the good life. I really did. That was my focus and goal for a long time. I just decided to hit the reset button and go, look, for right now, I just need something small and functional. And then I will look for some deals where I can make some real estate money and also focus on all of my new internet marketing skills. What happened was I made that decision and I decided to sell my house in Arizona. And I had a house and a condo in Arizona. I sold both of those. And I took that money and started looking. I found several locations. I'm not going to divulge all my locations across the country, but I found several locations that I was really targeting for purchasing homes. I bought the first house that I purchased here for $37,000. It's a 4-bedroom, 1,900 square foot house.
Two-story.
Good God.
The second house I bought.
Wait, that's in the United States?
Yes, in the beautiful state of Tennessee.
Wow.
The house next door to it, I bought for $27,000. And the one thing that came into it was a bonus room that was a complete separate house. They actually had at one point been a beauty salon. So what Lisa referred to it earlier as Nast Avenue. What we have done now, so that was my plan. I just bought this little teeny house for me to live in and the 4-bedroom house to fix up and rent. And that was the plan. That was going to basically pay for me to sit on my butt and work really hard so that in the future sometime I could start traveling. But then an opportunity came up. So we ended up, just before Lisa got here, ended up purchasing 3 houses all in a row on the same block. And then the 4th house came available with Lisa in there.
After I got here.
And the decision was to buy the 4th house. So currently on this city block, there's 5 houses. We own 4 of them. The 5th one, we already have a first right of refusal on. Like he knows we want it. It's just, and once we own that, we will own the entire block. And 7 acres, I think it is.
Yeah.
But so the numbers will blow you away because all in for all the houses, all the properties, we use one property to pay the other one, to pay the other one, to pay the other one. Our total mortgage for all 4 properties is $603.
Nice.
And they all pay for each other. And the beauty of it is that could I have done this in Arizona? No, just no way. You have to say to yourself, what's really, really, really important? Do I want that beautiful, big 3,600 square foot house in Arizona? Do I want to sell it and buy 2 smaller ones? And, the ROI, the return on investment, the total out-of-pocket expenses was $80,000. For $80,000, we're generating $3,800 in revenue. And in addition to that, everything is taken care of. Like the way we have our rent set up, and some of them is we actually include power, water, electricity, power, water, trash, all the services, internet, the whole bit. And the reason we do that is because we can then charge higher rates, but it gives the renter, a flat rate. It's wonderful because guess what? between all of the houses, they're paying for electricity, water, trash, but they're also paying our electricity, water, trash, etc. So it's how we structured it that we can literally shut the door, walk away. We don't have to worry about the water bill, the electric bill, the power bill, the internet bill, or anything like that, because somebody else is paying for all that. It's just all an automatic payment. Anybody can do this, because this is the thing. I'm not the eager beaver that's looking to go buy up 20, 30, 40, 50 houses and put them in my inventory. But I told you earlier, we had 5 people living here. We had some investor friends coming from California, another one coming from Arizona, another one coming from Illinois. And these people, one of them came the exact same time I did, had a total of $4,000 in his bank account. He currently owns 36 properties here.
Jeez.
And the other guy from Illinois bought 4 properties, and the guy from California owns 9 properties. So again, they're looking at it at a much bigger level. They want more responsibility than I want. But for $4,000 investment, I can tell you the funny part about the house. Literally, this friend of ours, he just bought a house. I think he was $60,000.
Yeah,
$60,000 is the asking price. He paid $2,500 for the house, and the guy is letting him make small monthly payments of $400 to him. And it's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath house
with acreage,
with 2 acres. So again, now you can't do this in California. You can't do this in Arizona. You can't even do this in Florida or Texas. But there are places across the country that this stuff is still available.
Beautiful little towns.
It takes changing the mindset. Did I really, you know what? Here, I'll tell you how bad it is in our town. This is how horrible it is in our town. We have to travel 35 miles to get to a Starbucks.
Yeah, that's true. That is true.
It can't be that bad. I mean,
but I'm saying
we have a Walmart and a Sonic, so we're fine.
We literally have a Walmart, a Sonic, and $8 Dollar Generals in this town,
yeah,
right?
So we're good. But I will tell you, living in a small community like this has been life-changing for both of us, because we both obviously come from large cities. It has been amazing to go to we went to the post office today, and everyone knows your name, and everybody is happy and smiling. And I still get made fun of my accent, where I think it's him that should be made fun, but that's a whole other story. We're Southern, and it's amazing. It's life-changing. Yeah. But you had the wherewithal to see these precious properties for what they could be, not what they were. The big house was big and beautiful, and the smaller one was as well. But like you mentioned, this was being used as a beauty salon. There was some work that needed to be done. It needed some rehabbing to change it. He had all of this changed. So Jay has the foresight to think that through. And that's what he's taught me as well. So when we look at real estate, or we see an opportunity, we talk about the whole opportunity, not that's a perfect location, that's a perfect house. It's what is the whole picture?
What's the opportunity?
Yeah.
And if I can go on just a little longer, right now we're getting ready for our trip. We're going overseas. So we one of the things that's really important for Lisa and I, we got married on a cruise in February. And
we met on a cruise.
We met on a cruise. We got married on a cruise. Got
engaged on a cruise.
What you don't know, Brian, is that between the marriage cruise and today, we took another cruise.
We did, for my birthday.
For her birthday, we took a cruise. And we already have 3 more cruises booked. Yeah. And the reason we do this is we firmly believe in booking an adventure while you're already on the adventure. So when we come home, we don't come home and we're like, oh boy, it was so nice being on that adventure. But when we come home, we're already thinking about the next one.
Yeah.
We're like, oh my God, we have just a couple of weeks to get ready. We're going to go to whatever, right? So I like that. Our adventures, though, also I hate calling them working adventures because it's not really work, but we're researching. Yeah. So we're going to take a cruise across the continent. We're going to take a transatlantic cruise. We're going to Spain. And we rented an RV, just a different adventure. We've never done that before, renting an RV. And we're going to drive throughout the EU. We're going to look in Spain, France. We're going to look in Switzerland. We're going to look in Italy. And we're going to spend a month driving around looking at real estate. Now, the reason is some people out there, business savvy people, are going, tax write-off. I get it. You're trying to write off your vacation. But we're looking at it as an investment. Can we find a cute little cottage in Italy that we can turn into an Airbnb?
Something that you could yourselves occupy when you want to travel back there.
Exactly. We could spend
Opportunity.
a couple of months over there and rent it out.
Hotel's paid for, baby. Let's go.
Be
That's
intentional. Yeah, we live intentionally.
So it is important to we've semi-retired, but I realize a lot of people aren't in that position. But what you can do is you're going to go on a vacation to Hawaii. Hey, there's nothing wrong with calling a real estate agent saying, hey, can you just show me around to some of the properties?
Yeah.
And learning or business opportunities, import, export when you go to Costa Rica, or it doesn't have to be real estate. That just happens to be what we're doing.
And research. We are constantly reading about real estate everywhere, opportunities everywhere.
And I think you hit the key point was it's not actually work. It's something you guys enjoy doing. And
yes.
I get that sometimes, like, while you're on vacation, you're working. And I was like, I don't look at it that way. I enjoy what I'm doing. I tell my VAs, my team, when I travel, I say, I'm going to be away, but I'm available. I'll have my laptop with me. Oh my gosh, I can't tell you how many times Karen and I, my wife, Karen, we're at a place, we were in Cabo and we're at this nice resort. Let's go check out the pool. We went down there. Then got our suits on, got our towels. We lay out on the chair, turn over. About 15 minutes later, I look over at her out of the corner of my eye and said, I'm done. You ready to go somewhere and do something? I'm bored. I can't sit and do nothing. I can't be one of those that sits on a lounge chair and reads a book for an hour, even if I got sunburn or couldn't. It's just, I'm not wired that way. I want to do something and I enjoy what I do. Right. I'll do it anywhere. As long as there's an internet connection, I'm having a good time. Right. And it doesn't mean I'm stuck there doing it the whole time and neglecting, the family or anything like that. It's just part of the trip to me. And that's, why not? That's the greatest life. My God, I don't know what the word retirement means. There's no definition that matches what it means. It's not even my vocabulary. Well, retirement could only be changed from one vocation to another, maybe, but I'm not going to stop until this heart stops beating.
Well, it's funny because that's the way I live my whole life. You know me, I'm a workaholic. I love grindstone. I'm the guy who puts in 1,000 hours to get something done in short period of time. And then
she comes along.
Well, what changed for me, was I looked at it from a different perspective. I looked at it from, as you know, Brian, so 15, 20 years ago, I intentionally sat down to live my life on a laptop.
Yep.
And I planned that whole strategy out. My goal from the beginning 20 years ago was to travel 7 to 9 months out of the year. And the only way I could do that was to create a business that I could do from my laptop or mobile phone. So I intentionally set that all out. Here, though, I have this scenario where I realize where I can still do all the traveling and not have to take those 2-hour blocks on Wednesday and Friday. Right. And I can now work on my convenience versus having a scheduled coaching calls and all that sort of stuff. It's been wonderful. And the blessing of it is that because it is real estate investment, we can do a ton of research right here from home. So when we get where we're going, I don't know if anybody's ever heard about the $1 or €1 homes in Italy. And by the way, if you haven't heard about the €1 homes in Italy, you should definitely reach out to us at 50 Adventure.
That's right. 50. That's right.
We'll explain. It is more than $1, trust me. But it is a fascinating concept of some of these small villages in Italy and Spain and France. There's different villages that you can go into where they are paying you to take a home. And it's incredible. It really is. Yeah. I personally would not buy one of the €1 ones because they are typically relics or ruins that need complete rehab. But through that program, we have discovered homes. I'm going to tell you this, is going to blow your mind.
Yeah.
In Abruzzo, Italy, that are countryside homes, completely livable, turnkey, ready to go, that you can pick up for $30,000, $35,000.
Yeah.
And gorgeous countryside views of the vineyards, and it's absolutely amazing. So we have an agenda. This trip, probably not full real estate agenda, but we have an agenda to go look at some of these really inexpensive homes that we can convert to Airbnbs really quickly.
We're probably the one of the few couples that when we walked the Camino, we looked at real estate as we walked the Camino, taking pictures, getting real estate numbers.
Yep. Sending texts to people and WhatsApps, and it's been amazing. So, but it all starts with that intention.
So many takeaways from you two lovely people. It's like simplicity is like major.
Yes.
And I hear this and I get it. My God, as you both know, my life has been the most complex it's ever been in the history of my life.
you have some outside factors that are weighing in on you. Yeah,
and that's okay. Things are starting to the noose is being loosened a little bit, and I'm happy with that. But the other thing is that you've integrated your business into your life, period, like travel, and it becomes not arduous but fun. Because you figured out a way to do it. Not saying everybody can do this, because not everybody has, is passionate about the kind of industry you're in, but it opens the mind to others to say, hey, it's possible, because I'm watching two people who've done it, and it gives hope. And I appreciate you both for sharing all of this. Okay, here we go. Dom Miguel Casanova, actually paying you and giving a monthly income to live there and start a family there. Usually they're smaller villages.
Yeah, exactly.
That's true. Yep, very.
Start a family. Is that in the cards?
No. Not here.
Yeah.
You can always adopt, right?
That is true. No.
Well, we kind of adopted Miguel, so
that's true. And even when we met him in Portugal, we looked at places there. I mean, it's just amazing. So it is. It's opening up your mind to possibilities.
Yeah. And speaking of kids, where's Bailey?
Bailey is in Ohio at the moment,
because we're going to Spain,
because we're going away for 3 months. So
all right, love Bailey. Bailey is their dog, by the way, and I got to know Bailey pretty intimately for a while. When Jason and I showed up in Vegas for what was that, several days, and just hunkered down and wrote our respective webinars, and it was a lot of fun just to do that. And then you came here, and we finished the job, or got farther down the job, and stayed in a really nasty little hotel here close to us.
Hey, it was better than Motel 6, though. So,
by that much, But you did it, and it wasn't about that destination. It was about what we were doing.
About the journey.
It was about taking away distractions and hunkering down and getting kicked. And it was great. It worked. I've been using that webinar to this day. I've done, just so you know, you're probably not aware, I've done 28 of them.
That's incredible.
That's great.
That's about one a month. So I've been doing it for a while, and it's been a lot of fun. So what we learned, it's gotten incredibly great. It's been received very, very well, or I wouldn't keep doing it, of course. But and you helped me with a lot of the content. We were going back and forth, and I'm still waiting for yours, by the way. Maybe we have to do one on real estate.
I know. Well, I did mine. I did quite a bit of work on that, as you know, and then it was a decision to not work that hard anymore.
Yeah, so. I get it. I get it and respect it. I'm just having fun with you.
I know.
And speaking of fun, forget waiting for Florida. We do have a room open right now. My son vacated it. So
really,
if you're in California, come on over. It's a queen size, plenty of room.
We love it. So here's our plan. I'll tell you what we can do on that.
Yeah.
So our plan is in the end of July, we're going to be going to Oshkosh, Wisconsin. Oshkosh, Wisconsin.
For somebody's birthday.
For the Experimental Aircraft Association fly-in. It's going to be incredible. I've wanted to do it for literally 30 years. And so this girl got us passes, and she joined the EAA membership. And we're like all in on this. It's going to be fun. I told her, she wanted to go scuba diving, so I bought her scuba gear. Okay. So if she wants to buy me a plane, I'm totally good with that, right?
And remember, I flew for the first time 2 years ago.
That's right. Her first flight was 2 years ago.
Wow. Well,
At the age of 52.
So we're going there, and then the thought is, we just talked about this, is then the thought is maybe we'll just go from Wisconsin and we'll drive up and we'll go through Montana and then come back down through California and then cut across to back to this way. So the theory is we do that. We'll go to Oregon, see my daughter, come down, see you, and then cut across and then, maybe do a coast to coast.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll do a top to bottom, left, top, up, down, left, right pattern or something.
Well, you're always welcome here. And
Yeah.
We love that.
Just so you know, there's a little airstrip about 5 miles from my house.
Don't tell him that.
In
Don't
case you
tell
have
him
a
that.
plane to fly there, baby.
Yeah.
What
You
about
can get
for
here a
his
lot
birthday?
faster. You can skip all the Montana and all that stuff. Just come direct.
Love
And
it.
because time's a ticking, and we'll probably be gone. If all goes well, we'll be gone by then.
Right.
But we'll just be on the other side of the country. Then that plane will become even more important.
That's right. That's
Well,
right.
Make sure you get the ones with the pontoons on the bottom, though. We got a lot of water over.
That's exactly. We have to be near water. So
That's right.
We
All right.
I was going
This
to say real quick that we positioned ourselves in the middle of the country so it'd be easy to get to other places.
that's right.
yeah,
And
that's
Simpson.
awesome.
Living
In other
with
countries.
Yeah.
Well, you two are just a gem and a joy, and I appreciate you both. You have no idea how much, and I love you both truly. Jason as a brother, and Lisa as a sister and second wife, all that.
That's right.
But,
And daughter.
That's
we got the whole
different-
family thing
different
going on. But appreciate you two, and we got to call it a night. It is well past not my bedtime, but the time we normally run the show. I've been running long a lot lately, and it's a good thing. It's not a bad
It's so much fun.
It's so much
It
fun.
is, and I can't get enough of you two, but to respect everyone else. Oh, wait, I have to give away, and we have one more question. My goodness.
Okay.
Bad, Brian, bad. So for everyone that stayed on live, and we do have quite a few still on live,
Hey.
I promised that at the end of this show, I would show you a way you could win a 4-night stay at a
Yay.
5-night stay, a 5-star luxury. I haven't said it enough lately. Resort of your choice anywhere in the world. You'll get many choices for one lucky winner. So let's do that. And then when we come back, I'm going to ask one final question that each of you get to answer in turn separately.
Okay.
Yes, it's going to be fun because Jason may remember what that question is, but I'll bet you the answer will be different this time than it was before.
I know the question. I know the
It's gonna be awesome. All right. So to enter to win, you must be watching live right now on the Mind Body Business Show. So if you're not, then why? TheMindBodyBusinessShow.com.
Then tune in next time live.
That's right. Go to TheMindBodyBusinessShow.com, and there's a place to just register and get an announcement when we go live, and it gives you a link. You just click it, and you're on watching live, and then you could be the next winner. So to enter to win, write this down. You want to go to ryp.im/vacation, ryp.im/vacation. Do that right now. Write it down. And don't worry, you don't have to enter it this second. We will be monitoring after the show's over. Don't go anywhere. You don't want to miss the answers that these two amazing peeps have for this upcoming question. So because Jason already knows what that question is, guess who gets to go first? Ladies.
Me?
Oh,
Okay, I'm ready.
wow, that was good. So here's the thing about this question. It can be a little bit personal. It's very profound. I've been asking this question to close out every show for a long time. And the cool thing is there's no such thing as a wrong answer. It's impossible to answer incorrectly. So you don't get you cannot get an F. You can't even get a C.
Good.
It's going to be an A++. And then the other thing is if it takes you a while to come up with the answer, if you get it right away, that's also absolutely perfect because it's your answer.
Yeah.
So with all that, I already know the answer, but Jason and Lisa, first Lisa, are you ready?
Ready.
Ready.
How
All
fun.
right, here we go. I'm going to put you big on the screen. Here
I'm
we
ready.
go.
I'm ready.
All right. Lisa Nast and then Jason Nast.
That's so
It's
beautiful.
just so
to hear.
sweet.
How do you define success?
Oh, that's a really good question.
Mhm.
That's a really good question. How do I define success? It's funny because I define that much different now than I did many years ago. I'll go back to being authentic. whether you like it or not, being successful to me as a person, being a good person, living by the golden rule, but being a good wife and partner is my number one priority. And being intentional. I was serious when I said that. We truly live that way. And to be a positive person and to be a positive role model and be the best wife this guy could ever ask for, that's success to me.
All right. Next up, Jason Nast. How do you define success?
I'm a big fan of the show. I watch it all the time, so I know the question. And you're right. My answer has changed or has evolved over time. Honestly, to me, the definition of success is how easily you can smile. How that happiness is so effervescent, it bubbles out of you in smiles, and that to me is, you can be making $1 million or you can make $100 and be just as happy about it and living a happy life. And not everybody starts off happy, but you can pursue with all of your heart happiness, and everything else. I mean, everything else falls in after that. So
no two people in my mind, other than my wife and I, deserve it more than you guys. And I appreciate you guys. And you know how we have to end this show, right?
We love you.
Got to end it the right way. Yes.
We have to end it like this. Good job, Nast.
Good job, Nast.
I love it. I love it. Yes. That is Jason and Lisa Nast. I love saying that out loud. That's freaking awesome.
Great.
I appreciate you guys. I love you guys. You guys have a wonderful
you.
rest of your evening. And for everyone watching and listening, even if you're listening on this podcast after the fact, you just listened to a couple that have figured it out. They have found what so many people have been looking for, and they truly have found it. You do notice during the entire show, it was never about how much money they had that got them to the happiness. Had nothing to do with that. And I think we should all take note of that and take really integrate that into our own lives more than we have been. I'm not saying you need to stop and change yourself 100% right now. It's very difficult to do that, but do start thinking about what makes you happy and then go after that. And it may not be riches. And I'll just close by saying one thing, and that is I have interviewed a lot of people on this show, a lot of very successful. When I say successful, people think financially successful people. The interesting thing is that last question, how do you define success? Not a single person to this date, over 4 years now doing the show, not one made it about money. Their answer was not about how money made them happy, and that it was not their definition of success. Maybe it helped to get them to the feeling of liberation and freedom that gives them the ability to do like you guys are doing, which is take off for 2 months and not worry about a thing. But money is not the central point of success or happiness, is what I've learned over the 4 years of doing this show. And you two took it up another notch, because the happiness part is what is up at the top in the peak. And I hope and pray that you continue to keep this level of joy and happiness in your lives. And you both so truly deserve it. I'm so happy for you. I'm going to start gushing, but we got to close the show. And Jason, Lisa, I love you. And that is it. That is it for this show. I am the host, Brian Kelly of the Mind Body Business Show. I appreciate y'all. Go do two things, everybody watching and listening. Number one, go out and continue to crush it and serve more people. And number two, above all, be blessed. Take care.
Be blessed.
Next time.
Thank you.
Love you, Brian.
So much.
Thank you for tuning in to the Mind Body Business Show podcast at www.themindbodybusinessshow.com. My name is Brian Kelly.